Alright, so welcome to the 2016 WWE Draft. That's right, the brand extension is finally back. It is upon us, and I am very excited for this. I mean, to be honest, I am not as excited as how it used to be back in the old days, but I am much more excited than I have been in the past couple of years of Raw being broadcasted. But this is SmackDown. This is SmackDown Live, July 19th. I will try to do uh, a live stream on this to, bring you all the drafts, everything that's happened, all the matches, the whole entire show. I will try to do that depending on the situation. But you know what? This is the draft predictions. So this is all my opinion, this is all my viewpoint as to who should be drafted to where and where this can lead. But let's get to it. So the number one draft pick, which will make the universe completely mad, will be a draft pick to SmackDown. And the number one draft pick for SmackDown, by the way, the GM for SmackDown I think should be Shane McMahon, and the GM for Raw should be Stephanie McMahon. So that's sorted out of the way. They're not the picks, but you know what? The number one pick that Shane McMahon is going to pick for SmackDown would be John Cena. So John Cena will be drafted to SmackDown, and in my opinion, fighting for the second World Championship that will be made later on that month. So let's get that. So Cena will be drafted to SmackDown. As long as he is treated like the face of the company as well as Reigns, then I'm happy, because I want both shows to be equal of value. That is what I want. Alright, so the number one Raw pick will be Dean Ambrose, in my opinion. Dean Ambrose will be the champion during that, and I think that since Reigns has been suspended, he cannot be picked as the number one pick. That would be very disappointing, so they have to choose Dean Ambrose, in my opinion. I think Ambrose should be in one corner and Cena should be in the other. Alright, let's get to SmackDown pick number 2. AJ Styles. AJ Styles should be drafted to SmackDown so that Cena and Styles can have their feud continued on and on and on. So let's get that out of the way. Cena and Styles in the same show will bring great excitement to the whole show, great matches, and that's what I want. I think Cena and Styles will be fighting for the second World Championship, hopefully, so let's get that out of the way. Raw pick number 2, in my opinion, should be someone huge, and I think I know just the person. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the next future face of the company. He is the next face of the company. I think that is the exact place that the company are going towards, for Reigns to be the top guy, the next guy in the company. But right now, so far, he is not a good guy, he is not a bad guy, he is the gone guy, if you guys know what I mean. So Reigns is right now, he will definitely not be appearing on the draft show, but I think that he will still be pushed no matter what. Alright, so draft pick number 3 for SmackDown by Shane McMahon will be Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens will be a perfect wrestler to be performing on SmackDown. I think there is just this one, I don't know, there is some sort of value in Owens. I think he is destined to be on SmackDown and to fight along with everybody else. I think that he should be pushed up to the World Championship picture. That is what I want him to be, in the main event status, so that he could be a top heel along with AJ Styles. Alright, is it Raw? Okay, let's go on to Raw pick number 3. Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family will be drafted to Raw, in my opinion. I think they can continue their feud along with the tag team division. That is what I think should happen. And let's see where that goes. I think that he could be a top heel on Raw, so that's what the company needs, and I think that's where they're going to be going towards. So Bray Wyatt on Raw, let's see how that happens. Alright, so are we on Raw pick number 4? Let's just go on to see who will be on SmackDown pick number 4. I think it will be Shane McMahon, as you can see already there, but Shane McMahon has to choose someone. I think it should be none other than Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler should be the next person drafted to SmackDown. He's got great technical wrestling abilities. His mic skills can be a bit of a work, but I think SmackDown has always been noticed for its wrestling, 5-star wrestling matches, and I think Ziggler has what it takes. Possibly he could be going for the mid-card title just to get a bit of a boost, because I think he should be a heel. And if he's a top heel in that show, that will be absolutely brilliant, because we need more heels. And so far we have got 2 amazing heels on SmackDown. We got Owens and we've got Styles. So let's make it better. Alright, so we are on Raw pick number 4. Let's get Brock Lesnar out here. Brock Lesnar should be drafted to Raw. I think that I really want SmackDown. I really want SmackDown to really just outshine Raw, but at the same time you have to be fair on both shows. You have to give both shows the equal amount of value, and I think Lesnar is a huge top priority in the company. He's a box office sensation, so I think that if him being on Raw, Cena, Styles being on SmackDown along with Owens as well, then it can be quite fair. It can be fair. Ambrose, Lesnar and Reigns, you know, we can live with that, to be honest. But let's just keep on going towards more of the things that I have planned for. Alright, SmackDown pick number 6. I have no idea which number this is. You know what, let's just keep on going. Another pick for SmackDown, Sheamus. Sheamus is a huge heel. He has had a great run in the company. He's been champion. He beat Reigns, but now he's losing. He's on a feud with Apollo Crews right now, which I will get to later on. But I think Sheamus needs a huge boost, and I think that he should turn face. That's right, he should turn face. He should not look stupid, and I think that being on SmackDown, he can have a great run in the world title picture. Alright, another pick for Raw. Let's see who will be drafted. None other than ENZO and Big Cass. So you're probably wondering, why is Wyatt family and Cass and ENZO in the same show? I think the 2 teams can have a bit of a feud, but I think that ENZO has what it takes to have that epic mic skills on Raw. Alright, let's go on to another pick for SmackDown. Seth Rollins. Yes, this is a big one, because we have the Battleground pay-per-view coming up, and if Rollins loses that, he will say bye-bye to Reigns and Ambrose, because them 2 will be on one show and Rollins will be left alone. I think Rollins needs a new start. I think that this may not be good for Rollins, because then he will lose and then he will just get completely shoved out of the whole feud and go on to a new one. Maybe just unfinished business, but at the same time, we can't have all 3 Shield members in the same show. I don't think it's just not good enough. And if he was to feud with Cena, Owens, Styles, then they'll be great. So I think Seth Rollins would be great for SmackDown. I may be wrong, but we have to be fair here. Okay, another Raw pick. Let's go on to who will be drafted. In my opinion, we have none other than Rusev. So that's right, Rusev. I've pretty much given the whole next draft away, but I think the US title should always be on Raw. We can have more competitors fight for it, including Big Cass, including Enzo Amore, and including another surprise draft pick that I have planned for later on. But I think Rusev being drafted to Raw leads to exciting opportunities for the mid-card workers. And let's see what happens. Alright, so the SmackDown pick, I think you may have guessed it already. That's right, it is The Miz. The Miz drafting to Raw. It's pretty obvious. The IC title in one show and the US title on the other. So it leaves more opportunities, and let's just keep it that way. Okay. And now another Raw pick for the brand itself. Raw, the return of Randy Orton. So I think that there's been a lot of rumors going around saying that it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton for SummerSlam. This can be a perfect build up to the entire match itself. It is for the first time ever that this match can possibly happen. I never actually thought this match could happen. I thought that maybe these 2 have met each other because they worked and trained with each other in the developmental area, but I never knew that this match could be so much bigger. I am quite excited for this match. I mean, I really hope that they have Orton remained strong as possible after the aftermath of the match. I am looking forward to this match. No doubt about that. No doubt in my mind. Orton versus Lesnar will be epic at SummerSlam. So let's move on to the next pick. For SmackDown, it's going to be Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks heading off to SmackDown along with Charlotte. That's right, 2 SmackDown picks, Sasha Banks and Charlotte. So you pretty much know where the women's title is going to be, and it's definitely going to be on SmackDown. In case Charlotte loses her title at Battleground, then the title could be heading off to Raw. Perhaps. You never really know what could happen, but I think that Charlotte being a champion on SmackDown can bring great ratings, can bring some great matches on SmackDown itself. So let's go on and let's just stick with that. Alright, so we have 2 Raw picks. Sami Zayn and Cesaro. That's right, Sami Zayn and Cesaro. These 2 are just one of the best wrestlers we have today, and I think what better way to have them both on Raw is absolutely magnificent. So these 2 can have some great moments on Raw. I really do hope they get pushed as soon as possible. I think that's one of the jobs right now in the company, but one of the main priorities, as I say myself, for the entire company. And let's head on to SmackDown. So SmackDown, we have yet again another pick. I think it should be the New Day. I think the New Day should be drafted to SmackDown, but all 3 members drafted to SmackDown. I think I know where it's going right now with the Wyatt family. Xavier Woods is fearing them in sort of turning its back on the New Day, leading to a split, leading to the team splitting and perhaps not forming again. So this should be false. I think this should not happen. They are very entertaining. They can be very annoying now, but to be honest, I think they should turn heel again and do the same stuff over and over again and entertain us. I think we should give them a bit of more chance. I may be wrong here. I may be wrong, but this is just my opinion, so let's just stick with that. Alright, another Raw pick. Let's move on to Raw. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises, but let's just stick on to a simple Becky Lynch. So I think Becky Lynch will be challenging Charlotte to a match at Battleground, and if she wins, then the women's title will be back on Raw. So let's see where that happens with Becky Lynch, if she can win or if she's even in the match. I'm just interpreting an alternative here. So let's just move on to SmackDown. Another pick once again. Alright. Chris Jericho. So this is the second last pick that I have planned for this prediction. Chris Jericho should be on SmackDown. His mic skills can pretty much equal the same amount as Enzo and the likes of Paul Heyman on Raw. Chris Jericho is a wonderful heel. He is absolutely amazing. He's very humorous, and I would love him on SmackDown, and definitely a push to the World Championship. You know, maybe with The Miz for the mid-card workers, you know, making them shine. But we have one more pick for SmackDown. Let me skip that. Let me get to Raw now. Let me get to Raw as to who is left. Let me do 2 picks for Raw. Apollo Crews and Alberto Del Rio. So there we go. Apollo Crews on Raw. Sheamus on SmackDown. You can see where this is going. This will probably be their final fight at Battleground, and then just cut the entire feud and just push these 2 very intelligently, we'll say, because I don't want to see any ridiculous pushing as we've seen with Roman Reigns, Apollo Crews. So let's see where this is going. All right, we have the one final pick for both brands. Let's head on to SmackDown as to who the final pick will be. In my opinion, the final pick of SmackDown in that show should be Finn Balor. That's right, Finn Balor debuting on SmackDown. his first appearance in the WWE, not NXT, but I think it's time for Finn Balor to finally make his long-awaited debut and just completely boost the ratings for SmackDown. Alright, so I think Shane is going to pull something out of the bag, and that's definitely going to be Finn Balor. I think Stephanie is going to have the same idea and bring a surprise pick for the draft, and I think it should be none other than Shinsuke Nakamura. That's right, Shinsuke Nakamura. Who better else could it be? Maybe Samoa Joe, but I think he has just became the NXT champion, so it may not be right. People were thinking it could be Bayley, but I think that we will have to wait until further later on in the year, because we don't want to give every single thing away and just completely use it all up. So let's just put these two in the main roster, and we'll be happy. So I think Shinsuke Nakamura is perfect for Raw, and Finn Balor perfect for SmackDown. So imagine what the matches there could be. The Club and Finn Balor reuniting or forming an amazing group. And then we have Shinsuke Nakamura battling Rusev, battling the likes of Sami Zayn. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be epic. So I can't wait for the draft. And it's going to be exciting. I'm not completely going crazy over it. Let's be realistic. But your comments down below. Let's put your drafts. Give me your predictions. And let's talk about it. So, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for the WWE SummerSlam match cards that I have for you guys. Peace.